Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Be brave and upright, that God may love thee. Speak the truth, even if it leads to your death. Safeguard the helpless and do no wrong. This is your oath.
Yeah. So how's it feel? Can you feel it? Polo pajamas, I think I made it. I showed my mom my first million, she damn near fainted. The rich and famous, so nice to make your acquaintance. The legends put out their latest, I feel that it sound outdated. I'm the hardest working person in the universe. Temptation, victim to the church of Lucifer. Internet rappers ain't shit when no computers work. You spent your whole advance on 2 chains in the Gucci verse. I'm the greatest, admit it, I'm the greatest.
Digits on the beat.
What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. So, where have I been? Well, if you've been following me on Instagram, which is @RussoLifts, I highly suggest you've been following. I've been making content every day for that since I've been off YouTube. My computer broke, so yeah, I've had to fix that. Computer's fixed. Back to the topic of this video, which you guys want to know. What happened to the TREN cycle? What happened? Am I still on TREN? What results do I get? What side effects do I get? And I'm just going to say right off the bat, I'm just about being completely honest and documenting my experiences for other people to take note or learn from. I don't really have this massive ego about my physique or anything, but a lot of the comments were definitely people who are new. And I understand that. So, why I stopped TREN? Pretty much because I got every side effect in the book, and I really wasn't too, thrilled of doing it in the first place because, I've read the medical research on TREN with early onset of Alzheimer's. It's super toxic. I've read TREN blood work. I didn't even want to know my blood work on TREN. Just from the research perspective, I'm really turned off by it. But, like I said, I was never planning on it. I was actually planning the cycle that I'm currently doing right now, which is like a SARMs with a test base, and then 677 as the secretagogue to heal my skin. That's kind of what I had planned, until my friend came over with some free TREN, and I didn't pass up the free TREN, and thought I would document it. But the only side effect I really didn't get was the TREN cough, and a lot of people we're talking about enanthate and acetate as well. Yeah, acetate is way better if your lab rat wants to play around with TREN than enanthate. But I didn't have the option. I didn't pay for it. I didn't go out of my way to get it. I was just given enanthate, so that's what I rolled with. But I didn't get TREN cough, and I was expecting that pretty much every time. Never came up. And never noticed anything. So, no TREN cough. Sweats, definitely. Body temp increase, definitely. Blood pressure increase, definitely. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about, which I feel like no one really mentions to a certain level of detail, is the psychological effects of TREN. So TREN is one of those ones that passes and interacts in the receptors in the brain. And basically, it's noted that TREN makes you more aggressive. That's really not what I got from it. I got this weird zone where I was like avoiding all social contact, very introverted, like extremely, I'm like an introverted extrovert, so it amplified that. But yeah, felt super depressed, very, very weird psychological effects. And also, definitely the narcissism was multiplied by 1,000. So it's kind of like people enjoy how they feel on TREN. Like it's kind of like you know. But yeah, that's basically, I could not sleep that well. Was expecting that. Now results wise. So personally, like you guys are all gonna comment, I didn't utilize it long enough, especially with that ester. I did wait around for it to kick in. I will say when it kicked in full blast, I really noticed it. And it honestly scared me how strong I got so fast. So the one day I went to the gym and I picked up the 50-pound dumbbells, and they legit felt like 20-pound dumbbells. Because TREN interacts with your central nervous system, which makes you obnoxiously strong on TREN because it ultra stimulates your CNS. So I really felt the effect. I knew that that was what's going on. So I kind of got freaked out and actually lifted lighter so I didn't tear any muscles, because your CNS might be able to handle it, your muscles might be able to handle it with the TREN, but your connective tissues, ligaments and shit aren't, you know, accustomed to that weight jump. So I switched into a very much more hypertrophy style. Cardio wasn't really an issue because my lab rat was utilizing Cardarine the entire time, so that was kind of negating that side effect pretty much the whole time. But that's pretty much my experience with TREN in a nutshell. It was so many sides, and I didn't run it really long enough to get crazy results. Oh, one more thing I did want to touch on was the Gyno I basically got from it. So I've been battling it. It's almost gone. I gotta get some raloxifene and then it'll be good. But it was pretty bad at one point, and I'm gonna throw up like my current weigh-in tonight. So I weighed in tonight at 232 pounds. Sorry I didn't do a morning weigh-in. That's how I'm currently weighing. And yeah, like, it was weird because, you know, I was kind of told like, hey, you want to, you know, a decent amount of tests going on with the TREN because you want the estrogen there to be more anabolic, which that made sense. And I was like, okay, I got Caber and I got a regular AI. I shouldn't have issues. You know, it was basically, my lab rat was 300 sus and then playing around 300 to 400 TREN E a week. And that was what I built my way up to, by the way. And basically, I was having bad gyno symptoms, and my suspect nipple was, you know, getting gyno very quickly. So I started upping the AI first, didn't do anything, and then I added in Caber and didn't do anything. So that's when I was like started dropping the stuff off and dropping it back down, and then I decided to kind of quit TREN a week and a half after that. And then once I took out the TREN, the AI started killing away the gyno, and then got to finish off for raloxifene or Letro. It was really bad, but I was proactive and had everything there. But a lot of you guys will probably comment that it's because I'm so fat. Well, the issue is, like, I was aromatizing more because of my body fat, and that was causing the spike in estrogen, blah, blah, blah. So I have experience with MENT, which is Trestolone, which converts way crazier to estrogen, and I was much fatter than I am now. So I was definitely more susceptible to gyno. And with my AI, I never really had that big of an issue. So not sure why I was having that issue. I'm interested to see if anyone has like a detailed explanation below. But yeah, that was pretty much in a nutshell my experience with TREN. I wasn't a fan, to be honest. My verdict would be, unless you're competing on a high level in the NPC or IFBB, or you're competitive in an unnatural powerlifting or something, like very competitive, even then I would personally stay away from it. Just the side effects, in my opinion, aren't worth it for the results. I feel like I could recreate the look that I was getting on TREN. Again, I didn't really run it long enough to really see the power, nor did I run it high enough to really see the power, but I think you could recreate it with like an oral and then a low test, and then you could definitely get a harder look with other compounds that could rival the TREN look with, you know, much less side effects. So that's what I take away from it. I really wanted to make this video just because TREN is like so idolized, and it's really like, oh, just run TREN, you know? But really, when you look at the medical research, it's terrible for you, essentially. Obviously, it was never designed for human consumption, but just from the reports of blood work people submitted, it just wrecks your blood work. And the early onset Alzheimer's, which is even scarier, I think more people need to see the other side of TREN than, you know, like God's piss, you know, the holy grail of steroids. So yeah, that was my experience, unbiased. Like I said, would I do it again? Probably not, unless I was in a competition or a contest prep scenario that was competitive, and then I could see it. Anytime, like me right now, obviously wasn't even planning on it, nor do I think I needed it, but I definitely wanted to see how I personally reacted. And yeah, it was definitely a wild ride, and I wish everyone luck if you decide to jump on the TREN train, because I feel like it affects everyone differently, obviously. But I mean, I was never really psychologically affected that much by anything, any of the other androgens, the tons of other androgens I've experienced with. But that one, I definitely was like, wow. Like, it's completely changed my personality in a matter of 3 weeks. Completely different person. And like other ones would make me like more easier to snap, but nothing like what TREN did. And it was scary. And I feel like people, you know, I'm obviously experimenting and like logging what I think of it unbiasedly, looking at myself from like third person, like, okay, this is what's going on. You know, I feel like people get too caught up in the like the narcissistic power that TREN makes you feel and stuff like that, that it changes them. And I can't imagine blasting and cruising with TREN all the time for years straight. Not only is that not healthy for your brain whatsoever, but I mean, you're going to become a completely different person, in my opinion. Again, my thoughts. So yeah, I'm going to weigh in on what my current cycle is, and I'm going to be back to posting content. I might be going to Mr. Olympia, not making any promises until I have my tickets bought and everything good to go. But I did want to put this video out just to say I appreciate everyone who subscribed to this third channel. And I'm trying, I swear to God. If you guys have been following me on Instagram at Russo Lifts, you would get it.